On YouTube, how's everybody doing? Either he's a smart player or he's a fan. Trying to get this video in for a while now, and I wanted the perfect video, and I think we can get it in this game. Got a couple people in the chat. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day, evening. It is night right now, but yeah, am I going full speed? I am. This video, I've been meaning to do it for a while, and I had a couple gameplays and just didn't quite have the one I wanted. Again, I do these videos live. There's no further editing done to them. And I wanted to go over Destroyer basics in this video at Tier 5, because I believe Tier 5 is the simplest form of the game. Maybe Tier 4, but Tier 5 is where it really starts to matter what you do, instead of just sailing around like a jackass. Now, you can still sail around like a jackass. I do pretty much every game, but I sail around with a purpose as a jackass, if that makes sense. For example, right now we are focused on getting the cap, and we are also not going to suicide ourselves because the enemy Fubuki decided to sit right there. I would have torped his smokescreen, but I already have torpedoes on the way, and they're in the exact path he's going to be in. Narrow channels like this are excellent torpedo markers, and I have a feeling that he is not going to last too much longer in this game. He could miss. I don't think he's going to. He was beached, and if he starts to back up, he's guaranteed to take one, if not two. There's one. Surprised we didn't get a dev strike, but our torpedoes are not the most effective at this tier. But because of that, he is very weak, and actually we should get a few more. No. We actually need to be careful of torpedoes, of his torpedoes that he's going to send in return, and actually get out of here. Now, your job as a destroyer is to maintain your concealment, spot for your team, which we're doing right now, and get the capture points. Concealment is one of the most basic things that I want to teach you guys. It's the little blue ring up in the upper left-hand corner on the mini-map, and a lot of people do not pay attention to the mini-map, and that is something you have to pay attention to. We've got a cruiser over here that could fire cross shots at us, a destroyer right there, and we're not sure where that other battleship went. He could be coming around this way. And that would be bad. So we're going to go ahead and sail away from this and get some torpedoes maybe on target. A lot of people might just sail this way and try to get these battleships over here in the middle, and that's not the play. You want to influence the capture if you can't get the capture point. The Fubuki on their team did a good job of getting the early, lead per se in the capture point, and we didn't challenge him. We're not going to get into a gunfight with another Fubuki with two battleships right behind him. It is absolutely stupid to just rush into a cap like that and suicide yourself just to get the capture point in the first minute. Now, again, like I said, it is your job to get that capture point, so don't think that you can just sail around aimlessly and not get it. But throwing away your ship is not a way to go about getting these capture points. We have some pretty good support from these guys, so we're just going to sit here and launch torpedoes. We could smoke up and use our guns, but I like to save my smoke screens for more pertinent situations where maybe I got caught or, etc. Looks like he's probably going to miss. He may get one. Hurry up. Nice. Yep. Something we need to be wary of is the enemy destroyer. The enemy destroyer can torpedo our battleships, and it would be nice of us to spot him for us. For our friendlies. And enemy or friendly battleship players and cruiser players, it is your job 100% to attack and destroy enemy destroyers. That was First Blood. It's a pretty conservative game. 100% your job to attack and destroy enemy destroyers as well as cruisers. Cruisers are my biggest threat because they have the fast-firing, medium caliber guns that can significantly punish me, as well as their speed and potentials like radar and hydro. I know these are a lot of things to throw at you guys, but basically just what I'm doing right now is I'm hovering the cap, still kind of screening for my battleships, torpedoes, and things like that, as well as influencing the enemy damage pool. And what that means is getting torpedoes on target. Now you can affect the game without getting a single torpedo on target, but you you really need to be effective with your torpedoes. So we see a cruiser coming into the cap. If he leaves the cap, we might try and get it, but it's not worth your life just to get one capture point in the first, minute of the game. We have 2 other capture points. Our team is doing a fantastic job of fishbowling the enemy. They have no firing angles, and that is a huge failure on their part. Something you should be wary of is your positioning. So we can see that the cap is still being captured. Now I'm going to go in and get this Fubuki because we know that he's rather low. He took a torpedo. Now it could be the other destroyer, in which case I would be kind of shit out of luck. But we're going to go ahead and get in here and hopefully... Thanks for playing. Don't think he had enough time to get torpedoes off. We went undetected because no one else was able to spot us. And we essentially defended, and now we're going to get the cap for free. Go ahead and send some potential zone torps. I'm not planning on hitting these. Cruisers are very maneuverable. Excuse me, I sound nasal. And it is, it is very difficult to hit a cruiser with torpedoes. Now, if you do hit a cruiser with torpedoes, it can be deadly and very devastating because they do not have the armor and the torpedo protection that battleships have. But because of these circumstances and how the game is kind of playing out here, I'm more focused on this cruiser right now and the capture point. Yes, it would be nice to torpedo battleships. That's what we all want. We all want the devastating strike with the Shimakaze or whatever, just your favorite destroyer is. But now that we got the capture point, we're going to get out of Dodge. There's no point of being in here anymore. I'm just a big target for this New Orleans, and I'm going to run. Now, the New Orleans does not have radar, but it is kind of your secondary responsibility as a destroyer to know what ships have radar and such, and your detectability and things like that. As a Fubuki, and the reason I chose the Fubuki was the concealment. I have some of the best concealment in the game, as well as some of the best torpedoes. And that's the reason I chose this. Now, in this situation, we're up 3 caps to 1. We're not going to sacrifice ourselves again. We can drop torpedoes, maybe smoke up and shoot once or twice. But again, your health, you have a very limited health pool and very slow firing guns. I'm just going to reload to show you guys. 10 seconds. That's pathetic for the tier. But if the New Orleans wants to sit still, we're going to go ahead and let him sit still and drop some devilfish, as my buddies call them. Let him just sit there. Actually, now that we're here... Yeah, I knew he was going to disappear. You see that? Both those targets disappeared. You want to know the reason why? We were the ones spotting them. Now, he's going to reappear because he shot. So we're going to go ahead and shoot him, try and catch a fire. But again, we're not... I'm actually out of my smoke here, so I'm not going to shoot. We're not throwing away our ship just to get torpedoes off. Actually, I think the Butsu does have torpedoes. Now that should be a permanent fire. Again, we haven't moved out of our spawn, essentially, and that's okay. Because we have been spotting and capping and fulfilling our role as a destroyer, and the scoreboard should show it. We do not have the highest damage total right now. And again, it's not about damage. The game has nothing to do with damage in a destroyer, really. Now, if you have 0 damage, 0 spots, and 0 caps, yeah, you're pretty fucking useless. So, you need to affect the damage pool in some way, in order to be a great destroyer player. But just as the basics, like we're trying to learn here, spotting and capping. And again, I hope this video isn't too complex for you guys. I'm trying to get the basics off, and that's the game right there. The enemy stood no chance. We outplayed their destroyer, and we did our job as a destroyer. First on the board, 2400 experience. I can't... this is the first game of the evening. I had a rather busy day, and this is the perfect game I want to put on YouTube. An average game, 46,000 damage, a couple torpedo hits, 8 defense, excuse me, and 1 solo capture, 13 gun hits, and we got 2400 and a half experience. Your job in a destroyer is to spot first, then worry about the capture points, and then worry about other destroyers, and then damage. And that's part 3 is a little bit of both, depending on what type of destroyer you win. And I see so many people just sailing, oh man, to the edge of the map, trying to get flanks, not doing any of their roles or their jobs, and they think it's a good game because they got 200,000 damage, but their team lost because the enemy team captured all the points, you know? So I'm going to title this video like Back to the Basics or something like that, and shout out to the two gentlemen who messaged me in our game the other day who said, I asked me to gun down a Queen Elizabeth and a Fubuki. I think I mentioned that in my Duke of York video, but here's this one, and I've got two other fantastic replays for parts 2 and 3 of this, which are Destroyer Basics Part 1B, Part 1C, and then Gunboats, because this is a torpedo boat, so you need to maintain your concealment and launch your torpedoes. In a gunboat, you need to be shooting your damn guns. They're not the Mahan is the video I have, and it's not a gunboat, or it's not a torpedo boat. It's a gunboat. So shoot your damn guns. But the jobs remain the same in pretty much all destroyers except for maybe Russian destroyers, and even then you can still out-conceal most ships. So spot, cap, and influence the damage pool. Do not be a useless destroyer player that is constantly whining in the forums like, oh, I never have any support or anything like that. You are probably the most self-sufficient class, and you're able to do that because of your concealment. Let me go ahead and show you guys what I'm running. It's all torps and all concealment for the Japanese, and I would recommend the same. You could do double concealment or something else, maybe Sims for a little increased health, but those are your jobs, and those are the basics. And this, let me show you guys, this is the first game of the day, and I just wanted to show you guys an average replay. This is nothing extraordinary. This is nothing that's like anybody who picks up this game and makes it to tier 5 should be able to do this. It's very simple. Oh yeah, nice. Need to get that ranked win up there, that ranked percentage up there. But yep, this is the Fubuki at tier 5, and we'll have 2 more videos of this class. So if you see a noob or potato, tag him in the video. If you got tagged, you may need to learn something. We're all here to learn, and I definitely am no pro, expert, whatever you want to call it. But at 63% and almost 2,400 XP per game, I have a little bit of knowledge and a little bit of experience in this game. And the principles apply no matter what your win rate or XP is. That has nothing to do with it. 40% can play the right way, and have the team still lose for them. So, be the team leader, be the difference maker. Just because your teammates aren't playing the right way doesn't mean you don't have to. Be positive, and don't be a spud. Don't be a potato. I hope you guys found that informative. I'm trying to inform and teach here. I get really frustrated really easily, but I'm trying to maintain a positive attitude and help inform the community of just calling this guy a jerk off or what have you. So I hope you guys enjoyed that one. Part 1 of Destroyer Basics. Here it is. AA run out. Peace.